Hello, all. Welcome to Alyx's World, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I am your host, Alyx, just Alyx, and this is my AEW Full Gear 2024 preview and predictions broadcast. We are going to have quite the show. There's a lot on my plate today, whenever you're watching this. Clearly, the sun is out in the back, so it's daytime for me, but it's a lot to get through. We are going to discuss Jon Moxley's interview, not just with TV Insider, that new one that just came out, but the one where he said that AEW is heading for a hard reset. Now, what does that mean? A hard reset? How many resets has AEW had? I'm just saying, I don't think they need any more resets. How many resets has it been already? You can't keep hitting the reset button every time something doesn't go right. I'm just saying, but we'll get into that. But of course, we are here to break down the card, who I think is going to win, and if I think the show is going to be worth your time. So we're going to go ahead and get into things here, let you guys file in. Let me get this out the way right now. If this is the first time you're watching me, do me a solid favor, like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Wow, your edit help expand the brand by doing the following things. Join the membership, click that join button, and get the opportunity to request a video of your choosing, whether it's a live reaction, a hot topic, or a review, past, present, or future. Also, don't forget to give thanks. Hit that super thanks if you would like to donate. After the fact, you can also like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter at just Alyx Central, give me a follow on Instagram, give me a follow on Spotify, give me a follow on Blue Sky, and give me a follow on TikTok, for I am the tickest of the talkest. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, Venmo, and of course, Super Chats are on. Get your Super Chats in. Also, I don't think I'll be doing any more live streams until Saturday. Although that's not true. We got Friday Night SmackDown. So outside of WWE, there will not be any more AEW live streams. I'm not doing one tonight for Dynamite because the show doesn't look all that interesting to me. This is your AEW live stream. We're going to talk about Full Gear, and then I'm going to see you at Full Gear. That's what we're doing. That's how it's going to work. But don't worry, we're going to get in a lot of things. There's a lot to discuss when it comes to AEW, and I have a lot to say. So how's about we go ahead and move things along here? Once again, thank you all so much for making me a part of your day. If you guys are ready to get things started, let's get it started in here. Let's talk about it. Jon Moxley. Mr. Jon Moxley has been all over the news, claiming that AEW has hit the hard reset button yet again. As you guys know, AEW has been struggling. The numbers have not been great across the board. Viewership, merchandise sales, attendances, everything is down. Even though AEW did sign that new sweet deal with WBD, it ain't looking good. The momentum is just not there. I can't say it's not from a lack of trying, but whatever they're doing, it ain't great. It ain't great. It ain't working. And so now the question is, where do we go from here? How do we fix it? Well, it's looking like, once again, AEW is going to hit the hard reset button. So let's get right to it. Here's what Jon Moxley had to say about the state of AEW. Everything that has happened up until this point doesn't matter. This is day 0. We begin from here, and it might not look like much. It might not look like much in terms of where we are. It might not look much different right now, but it will. And things are accomplished by small, incremental steps, doing little things consistently. And that is how big changes are made over periods of time. My goals going forward are probably the most ambitious things I've ever attempted. And logically on paper, one would say they would probably be impossible, but we're going to do it. We're going to accomplish those things. He continues. This is from a different interview. This is from the TV Insider interview. Here's what he said. AEW has to be a success. If it's not, the business gets set back another 20 effing years. I'm not willing to go through that again. Others who I've known for 15, 20 years ago are not willing to go through that again. It's at the hands of our generation. This is what we wanted to do and all we've ever wanted to do. The future is in our hands. Whatever AEW will become in the future is up to us. Frankly, in 5 years, nothing has been built. Wow. That actually came out of his mouth. Frankly, in 5 years, nothing has been built. We're going to build it now. Is he in character? I don't think he is. I think he's serious. There has been no flag. AEW has not really nailed down its identity being a young company, and that's fine. There has been a known flag for everyone to unify to say, this is who we are, what we do, and the direction we're going. We're going to plant our flag. That's starting with me and the few people watching my back and others. We're going to demand more of everybody around us. End quote. Look, AEW in the last, year plus has gone through its share of transformations already. They've changed their logo. They've changed their look. They've changed the top of the card. They've tried different storylines from the New Elite to the Deathriders, although they're basically the same thing, just with different people. Both of them are takeover angles that are not doing great. Hopefully this Deathrider angle does have a point and it does lead to something, but I'm not holding my breath on that. Now, let's not act like AEW hasn't had its share of changes already. I have to ask the question that all you are asking. How many resets are you going to have before we actually find that one, one reset, that one iteration, that one version of AEW that works? You can't keep pressing the reset button when things are looking good. You have to know that what you're doing, the stories you're telling, how you're telling those stories, the people that you have in positions on top, you have to know that it's just not working, that people are just not interested. And until we get people in high positions that are able to have their finger on the pulse, that have an idea of what their fans want, what we want as viewers, what the masses want, to have AEW appeal to a mass audience, to help grow their fan base, to help grow their product, to help their product appeal to a mass audience, to help these stars, to help these talents, to help men like Jon Moxley and the women, tag teams, everybody make as much money as possible, but also increase their value in terms of performers, in terms of TV characters across the board. We need people in charge that are able to lead this company down the right path. And I don't think they have it. And we can have people like Jon Moxley come out and say, we have to succeed. AEW has to succeed. This business will not survive. This business will not be good if it goes back to a monopoly, which I agree. I'm right there with them. WWE is better because it has or had AEW breathing down its neck. Vice versa for the other team too. Although WWE is running away with this race right now, still, it's better to have options in the wrestling business. It makes the wrestling ecosystem better. I agree. That doesn't mean I have to like or I am required to like everything that AEW does. There's nothing about this company that requires me to want to watch it or makes me want to watch it. Incentivizes me to watch it on a weekly basis, not just Dynamite, but also Rampage and Collision. I have only been watching, for me, I've only been watching Dynamite. I haven't touched Rampage. I haven't touched Collision. I don't plan on touching either one of them because AEW is ice cold right now. Does that make me less of a fan? Probably. But I'm not going to waste my time watching a product that doesn't take the necessary steps to make me care. You can give me the best wrestling in the world today. And AEW, when it comes to their pay-per-views, are the kings at professional wrestling. But their weekly products are absolute dog shit. And it's been that way for at least a good year, if not more. They suck at weekly storytelling. They don't know what they have and how to make people care about what they have. And it doesn't matter how many times you push the goddamn reset button. We gotta find our identity. I thought y'all had your identity. What happened to where the best wrestle? Isn't that your identity? Wasn't AEW's identity about wins and losses matter? What happened to all of that? Oh, you pushed the reset button. So now what are you? Now who are you? How do you stand out from WWE? You don't. Right now. What are you going to do? Because right now, I can't lie to you. I don't even know what AEW is anymore. It's actually pretty pathetic watching what I'm watching every single week. Just being honest with you. But all right, you guys let me know. You guys talk to me about how you feel about Jon Moxley. Seriously, like, how do you feel about what he's saying? Is there a side of you? Is there a side of you that thinks he has some merits to what he's saying? All right, maybe it is time AEW presses the reset button. Something does need to change. But I got to know, do you expect anything to come from this? Again, you can press the reset button as many times as you want, but if you're not going to make the necessary changes that need to be made, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Best wrestling in the world, but no one cares about it. That's AEW. Just saying. I seem to have a troll in the live chat here. Let me go ahead and take care of this troll really quickly. Trying my best to keep this a safe space for wrestling fans like you. But we're not going to come in here and insult me in my own page, sir. So you can get out of here. Thank you. All right, so let's move on here. One thing that I am very hopeful for, if AEW is indeed hitting the reset button, this move that I just read will hopefully make their shows better. Says here AEW is planning to host more shows in smaller venues heading into 2025. Thank you. Thank you. For the love of God. We've been calling for them to host their shows in smaller venues for the longest time. I understand that you want to compete with WWE. I understand that optically it just makes your company look better when you have a show with 10,000, 16,000 and not, 2,000, 3,000. I get it. But for me, I believe at the end of the day, it's all about the energy of the crowd. If you have 2,000 people in a building that seats 15,000, that's not great optically, but it's also not good for the energy of the show. The fans are very essential when it comes to the wrestling product. You need that energy. So I would rather you pack out a building with only 3,000 seats of screaming, hyped up males and females that are there to watch good wrestling. And then you carry that energy consistently through your weekly shows. I would rather have that. I would rather you pick a venue and you just host Dynamite there. You host Dynamite, you host Collision, you host Rampage there weekly, and then only have the big buildings for pay-per-views. I would rather you do that because that at least guarantees the energy will be there. And that energy is contagious and it's necessary for these shows to thrive. So I hope this is true. I hope they are going to host more AEW shows in smaller venues. But this is interesting because this comes from, this is Brian Alvarez. This is what he heard from the people in AEW. He says the reason they haven't or didn't do smaller venues over the last year or so was because it was too much of a hassle for their set. They saying their stage set up, everything about how they have the ring and then everything around it. They're saying their setup was too big for small venues. And they were only big enough for the big shows, for the big venues. They didn't have a set that could accommodate for smaller venues. However, they are currently retooling that set to accommodate for the smaller venues. Wow. Okay. I would argue, now here's my argument, why do they only have one set? How come they didn't have multiple sets ready to go to accommodate these buildings? See, I read stuff like that and my mind goes, isn't it your responsibility to accommodate, to adapt to every building you go to? Okay, sure. I get the idea that you were expecting or you expect to do big numbers in these buildings. I understand that logic in 2021. I'll even understand that logic in 2022, right? Just a little bit. But no, I'm not gonna give you any leeway after seeing your numbers dwindle over the last year plus that you at not one point decided, you know what, maybe we should actually start accommodating for smaller buildings. That doesn't make any sense to me. Doesn't make any sense to me. But all right, they're saying the reason why they haven't done it is because they didn't have a set to accommodate that. Sure. All right, if that's the excuse you want to give us, I guess we're going to go with that. Whatever. So that's the reason why apparently they haven't done smaller venues. Do you believe it? Because I don't. One last thing. Apparently, Toni Storm has come out on social media and said that she is leaving professional wrestling. In this same statement, she says she's a loser and she loses too much and she can't beat Mariah May and therefore has quit wrestling. Oh no. Oh no, we're going to lose Toni Storm. What will we do? It's a work. It's a work. Work. It's a work, y'all. It's a work. She ain't leaving. It's part of the storyline. She's down on her luck. She believes she's not good enough anymore. She didn't mean it. She's not leaving. She's not going nowhere. It's part of the storyline. You will see her again. Matter of fact, I think you'll see her very soon. Maybe at Full Gear. Just saying. Total work. Total work. But that's just my opinion on that. All right, let me quickly test or see if I'm If I'm still being heard. Yeah, you guys can still hear me. That's good. All right. Well, are you guys ready to talk about Full Gear? Let's get into the card. So I'm gonna be real with you. I haven't really been keeping up with this card because a lot of these matches weren't really announced on TV. They are just coming out on social media. Oh, goodness gracious, whatever. To be fair, I don't watch Collision and I don't watch Rampage, so he probably announced some of this stuff on Rampage and Collision. So it's going to be me reacting to the matches and just giving you my overall thoughts on it. So here we go. We currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 matches. Keep it that way. Keep it that way. Don't add a single other match, Tony. Resist the urge. Resist the urge to add another match. 8 is perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. 8 is great. You talk about being great? 8 is perfectly fine. Keep it there. Someone just said he's going to add more matches. Shut up. Shut up. 8 is fine. But knowing him, he'll probably add what? Who's not on this card? Chris Jericho? Damn it. They're probably going to do Chris Jericho and what's his name? Tomohiro Ishii? Shit. Also, Mariah May doesn't have a match, so she'll probably end up fighting. I don't know. But I like it being 8. 8 is perfectly fine. So here are the matches they have. We're going to talk about those matches. Anything else that's added, I don't care about, and they don't matter. So MJF is making his in-ring return since filming. He is currently in Happy Gilmore 2 with Adam Sandler. We'll have to see if that movie is worth a damn. I still haven't seen the first Happy Gilmore. Anyways, MJF with his black scarf is not taking on Adam Cole, baby. He's taking on Roderick Strong because Roderick Strong won his 3 matches and Adam Cole didn't. So Roddy will be fighting MJF. Okay. Don't know what to say about this match. Will it be a good match? Yeah. But the story is Adam Cole and MJF. And we're not getting Adam Cole and MJF. We're getting MJF and Roderick Strong, who's a friend of Adam Cole's. But okay. I don't know why Roderick Strong is even involved in this, because the feud is between MJF and Adam. Whatever. We'll have to see how that one goes. So MJF wins? Yes? Maybe? Perhaps? Okay. I guess that's what we're doing. MJF? Let's see. Jay White versus Hangman Adam Page. Hangman Adam Page has lost a ton of momentum. And I mean bucket loads of momentum since All Out. After that crazy non-sanctioned match with Swerve Strickland, where he broke a chair over his head, it sounded like a gunshot. They've done nothing with Hangman Page. Literally nothing. His momentum is dead in the water. What the hell? What the hell? Absolutely ridiculous. I don't get it, y'all. I don't get it. But there you go. Who won the first match? Jay White? Okay, so I guess Hangman Page wins this one. And then they do a rubber match. I don't know. World's End? Hopefully that's a stipulation match. And then Hangman Page wins that one, and he goes on to fight for the world title. I'm still waiting on them to make him a world champion. Because after what he did to Swerve, they need to give him a belt. That's just my thoughts. Someone asked me, do I see Ricochet and Konosuke Takeshita being added to this card? Well, if they're going to do it, they need to do it literally right now. They need to do it tonight on Dynamite. I don't know why it hasn't been added. You would think that's a match they would have added. Literally, in my opinion, I would have added that when they started announcing matches, but it hasn't been made official. We know we're going to get the match. We just don't know when. So there you go. 4-way for the AEW Tag Team Championship, Private Party versus the Outrunners versus House of Black versus the Acclaimed. I am looking forward to this match. We talk about matches that I am personally excited about. Every AEW show has them. This one is one of those matches. I think this is going to be a hell of a barn burner because of the people involved. You got the Acclaimed, who are currently going through their storyline. We see Max Caster slowly but surely turning heel, and his bud, Anthony Bowens, just kind of watching him descend into darkness, which I like. The House of Black is getting much needed TV time again. I'm so happy they're getting focused on. Also, Julia's coming back. Good to know that. Finally, your favorites, the Outrunners. Everybody's been buzzing about the Outrunners. Every single one of them. And I have been one of those people that look at them and go, yeah, they're entertaining. Feature them more. Very old school like. Well, here you go, pay-per-view. And then Private Party, who just won those tag team titles. So this match will be fun. Private Party is not losing those belts. They just got them. So there you go. I don't see where you go from here outside of Private Party wins. Maybe they go after the Acclaimed because the Acclaimed seems to be turning heel right now. And I think that would be a great feud to do. TBS Championship, Mercedes Moné versus Kris Statlander. Don't give a damn about this match. I just don't care. I don't care about what's happening with Kris Statlander, her losing Stokely Hathaway and randomly turning babyface with no rhyme or reason. She just did it. So that doesn't work for me, brother. But Mercedes Moné is out here treating Camille like dog shit, treating her like garbage. And you're like, good God, like what is happening here? What story are they telling? So CEO Mercedes Moné will retain, but they're clearly building something between Mercedes and Camille. And over time, we can see Camille getting sick of her shit, like Wardlow got sick of MJF's shit, and she'll turn on her, and there you go. That's what they're going to do. Do you care? No, because neither do I. I don't care. Same old, Mercedes retains. All right, let's take a break. I want to give a shout out to the lovely sponsors of this live stream, and they are SeatGeek. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are someone looking for tickets to a wrestling event, maybe to a football event, to any concert, and you're looking for the best deals on seats, you want to use the SeatGeek app to purchase your tickets, and it's universal. It's across the entire world. SeatGeek is available. Check this out. If you use SeatGeek today and you use the promo code JustAlex at checkout, that's JustAlex, no space, I will get you $20 off your first ticket purchase. So, just want to put that out there. SeatGeek, get your tickets today. Use the promo code JustAlex for $20 off. If you're going to Full Gear, maybe that's something you could use to get you a ticket. Tell them who sent you. All right, let's move on. Let's finish this up. The next match I want to talk about is the TNT Championship match between Daniel Garcia and, quote the Raven, nevermore, Jack Perry, doing his best impression horribly of Raven. So we're giving the belt to Daniel Garcia, right? This man just re-signed with you. He's currently involved with the Deathriders over here, and Jack Perry ain't doing nothing. He has no momentum. No one gives a damn about him. All that heat you gave him by having him attack Tony Khan and having him beat Bryan Danielson amounted to nothing. Nothing. Jack Perry is literally dead on arrival when it comes to being TNT champion. The way you brought him in was horrible. And we all said that was stupid. You brought him back with this sympathy of getting attacked by CM Punk backstage. And we said, that's not a good look. That's not going to last long. Oh, look and behold. No one cares about him. Oh, CM Punk did a very, very bad thing to Jack Perry. Well, look who's standing tall. Look who has more momentum. And look who people care more about. Oh, CM Punk. It's not Jack Perry. Get that belt off of him. Put it on someone that people actually care about, that people want to see be champion. Daniel Garcia. And that can be a restart, a hard reset for Daniel Garcia. Maybe we can do something with that. You follow me? You feel me? Hopefully so. So there you go. TNT champ, Daniel Garcia. Your new TNT champ, Daniel Garcia. That will most likely be the only belt that changes hands tonight. Just saying. Even if they do Ricochet and Konosuke Takeshita, Konosuke's not losing that belt. Willard Ospreay versus Kyle. Who's Kyle? Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher. It's a Will Ospreay match. It will cook. It will be great. It will be awesome. Kyle Fletcher is much better as a heel than he was ever as a babyface. I wasn't feeling him as a babyface. I was just like, am I supposed to care about this guy? Because I don't. But as a heel, there's something there. Am I going to buy any merchandise from him? No. But it's an Ospreay match. So I'm not going to turn it down. Ospreay wins. Easy. We move on. Here we go. We get to the final two matches that people care about. Swerve Strickland. Whose house? Swerve Strickland versus Bobby. Baba who? Baba Lashley in his debut match. This is going to be, in my opinion, the match of the night. These two are going to tear each other apart. I think Bobby has to have a dominant performance, though. Bobby has to go in there. He has to take a beating from Swerve, but then come out on top. I don't think Swerve is going to be hurt by him taking this loss to Bobby Lashley. Someone just asked, is Swerve dealing with an injury? I think he is, but I think he's going to work through it. So he will be here. He will fight Bobby, but I think Bobby will win. I think Bobby Lashley will come out smelling like roses, and Bobby needs to go all the way to the top and win the world title. That's where we are right now with Bobby. The absolute best thing in AEW right now is the Hurt Syndicate. Shelton, MVP, and Bobby. They are amazing. Amazing. Do not miss the boat on this. Carry the momentum. Give them all titles because they're that damn good. Honestly, Daniel Garcia, yeah, he should win the belt and drop it right back. Drop it to Shelton Benjamin. If not the TNT title, I don't know. I wouldn't give the international title to Shelton because the ace, Konosuke Takeshita, needs that. I think Shelton should win a belt, though. Maybe the Continental title because Okada ain't doing nothing. Okada ain't doing nothing. Y'all, what was the point of giving Okada this Continental title? They haven't done anything with Okada. And that man is making $13.5 million over the next 3 years. They haven't done anything with him. Okay. We got too many belts. Main event. Look, part of the reason why my interest in this pay-per-view is not as high as the others is because of this main event. Jon Moxley versus Orange Cassidy for the world title. I do not care. I just do not care. I'm sorry. This is not a pay-per-view main event. I think Swerve and Bobby, that feels like a pay-per-view main event. I kind of wish, because if Bryan was going to retire anyways, there's a side of me that kind of wishes Swerve never lost that belt. Because then he would have been fighting Bobby Lashley for the world title, and then Bobby Lashley could have beat him for it. And that's how you establish Bobby Lashley. But no, here we are, Swerve versus Bobby. And the world title match is a match that, quite frankly, I don't care, because Orange Cassidy represents AEW and Jon Moxley represents, I don't know what he represents. Everything's in the goddamn dark. I'm hoping whatever is happening with the Deathriders, we get more clarity on it in this match. I would love it after Jon Moxley beats Orange Cassidy. Spoiler alert, that's my prediction. Somebody comes out, whether it's Shane McMahon or somebody in higher power, and says, I'm the reason why the Deathriders exist, and I am here to take over AEW. I'm hoping Shane McMahon comes out. I'm begging somebody to help that can come help make this storyline interesting, because right now, it's just not it. I'm sorry. This storyline ain't it. It's not it. It's garbage. It's no better than the New Elite storyline when they attacked Tony Khan and it didn't go anywhere. They just can't make takeover angles work. AEW sucks at takeover angles. But maybe they can salvage this one. Hopefully Shane McMahon shows up and then, all right, now we have a clear plan and a clear villain and what's happening here. Then we can do whatever Shane McMahon is versus whatever Tony Khan is. Seriously, I don't know what you're going to call Shane McMahon's group. Underground, what did they call it? Raw Underground? WWU? Worldwide Underground. Yeah, I'm going to just say it. If Shane McMahon isn't coming in, this is a waste of time. This entire storyline is a waste of time, if that's the case. But yeah, Jon Moxley wins. And yeah, is this pay-per-view worth the $50? If you ain't got nothing else to do on a Saturday night, sure. I think there are at least 3 good matches on here that I think are going to cook. I think the 4-way tag match is going to be great. I think Swerve and Bobby is definitely by itself worth the $50. And then I think Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher will be great because it's an Ospreay match. Again, I don't know what else they're going to do. I don't see them adding anything else. If they're going to add a match, yeah, go ahead and throw Ricochet and Konosuke Takeshita on there, which honestly, if they make that match official, that will raise my interest in the pay-per-view. I don't see any other match they can add. Anything else will just be extra. So, yeah, I would happily, if it was up to me, yeah, go ahead and throw in Konosuke Takeshita and Ricochet. I guess if you had to do a women's match, I don't know why we're not doing Julia Hart versus a Jamie Hayter. Better yet, why aren't we doing Jamie Hayter versus the women's champ, Mariah May? Why isn't that match on here? Man, look, I'm done trying to figure out what AEW is going to do. I can't do it no more. I'm done trying to have rose-tinted glasses for AEW. I'm not going to be the guy that gives you hope and then they scrush it. They're not going to do anything that I don't see them doing now. Does that make sense? AEW is going to have to show me that they know what they're doing. I'll give them credit when I see them doing good things. This ain't it. I'm sorry. So there you go. That's my predictions for Full Gear. Just to quickly run down what I talked about. Jon Moxley wants to do a hard reset. You guys let me know in your opinions if that hard reset is necessary. They're going to go to smaller venues. AEW is looking to go to smaller venues in 2025. Is that a good move for you? And then predictions. MJF beats Roderick Strong. Hangman Page beats Jay White. Private Party retains the belts. Mercedes Moné retains her belt. Bobby will win his debut match against Swerve Strickland. Daniel Garcia will be your new TNT champion, the only belt that will change hands. Ospreay will beat Fletcher, and Moxley will retain. Hopefully, Shane McMahon shows up. So there you go. That's my thoughts. Thank you guys for watching me. I'm not going to keep you here too long, but I am curious to know how you feel about AEW, the state of AEW, and where is your excitement level for Full Gear? Let me know down below in the comments. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. Do all the YouTube things, like the video, subscribe, and click that button to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash, and Venmo. I love you all, and I'll catch you guys next time right here in Alyx's world. The place that is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I'm out.